If you are looking for some fitness or health inspiration, or maybe you just want to lose weight, welcome. Hi, I'm Mallory, and I have 3 boys, ages 5, 10, and 12, and I've been homeschooling for 8 years. And on my channel, I talk about lifestyle, motherhood, home, as well as homeschooling. So I just want to say right off the bat, I don't think that I have arrived. I am not at my goal weight or my goal physique. I am not an expert. I'm not a personal trainer. I'm just a mom who was tired of feeling my health declining. I didn't like the way my clothes fit, and this was affecting my self-esteem in a negative way. And also, I just wanted to be able to play with my kids and keep up with my kids. I want to play soccer with them if they ask me. I want to jump on the trampoline if they ask me. And I want to be active, and I also want to be around and do all those things with my grandchildren as well. And I just realized if I didn't start prioritizing my health, taking care of my body, that no one else was going to do it. And also, I wouldn't be living the best I could with my kids. And it could even affect my amount of years I had on this planet. I'm going to take you through several years of this journey so far. The first thing was just little habits that I changed. And I've lost probably about 20 pounds so far, and I still want to lose more. But all the things I'm about to share helped me keep off at least a good 20 pounds for good. My story starts when we lived in San Antonio and I had my third child, and he's 5 now. So this was a few years ago. And if you know anything about South Texas, it is hot. And when I say hot, I mean like 100-ish degrees, like every day from May to about October. And for some reason, when it's hot, my body craves ice cream. So I had ice cream, not every single night, but a lot of nights I had ice cream. And I knew this wasn't good and it wasn't going to help me achieve my goals. So whenever I craved that bowl of ice cream, I swapped that out for a carbonated water. It's 0 calories, 0 fat, and it just gave me something to do when I was craving that other thing. So after I started doing this, I started to see a little bit of progress, but I wanted to see more. And I found out that a friend of mine also liked running. So sometimes I would go to her house, we would run on her property, our kids would play, it was great. And then other times when I went by myself, my husband would watch the kids, and it was just my time. It was my peaceful time to leave the house. I got outside, I got in nature, I could put in headphones, and for 30 plus minutes, I could have uninterrupted thoughts. And this really helped me deal with some difficult things that happened in my life during that time. I felt like I didn't have a lot of control, and so running was my happy place. So at this point, I was making a little bit more progress, but I wanted to make progress a little bit more quickly. So I was introduced to intermittent fasting. And I'm sure that you've probably heard of it. If you don't really know what it is, I would eat 8 hours a day, and then I would fast the other 16 hours a day. And I was clean fasting, and then for a little while I went to dirty fasting, and now I'm back at clean fasting. The difference between clean and dirty fasting is clean fasting is only water, black coffee, and black tea during your fasting window. And dirty fasting, some people think that as long as you have 50 calories or less that you're okay. So if you want to add a splash of like half and half to your coffee, you're still fasting. But what happened when I did that, because I like chai tea lattes, so I would make my chai tea and then I would add some foamed almond milk to my tea and drink that, even though I wasn't eating until my eating window. My progress stagnated. So I am back to pretty much black tea or water. I rarely have coffee. But if you are going to start out intermittent fasting and you're having a hard time during the morning fasting period, drinking coffee can really help suppress your appetite until you're ready to break your fast. Also, it's flexible. So I pretty much stick to kind of the same window every day, like 12 to 8 o'clock at night, but it can be flexible. So if I know we're going to go out on a date and we're not going to finish eating or drinking whatever till 9 p.m., then I know, okay, I can't start my first meal until 1 p.m. Or if I'm going to go to like a breakfast, like a ladies brunch kind of thing, and I know we're going to eat at 10:30 or 11, then I know that my fasting window is 8 hours after my first meal. Fasting has allowed me to only worry about 2 meals a day instead of 3. And inadvertently, I was intaking less calories because I was only eating 2 meals a day. And the only exception to this is pretty much on the weekends. I will not stick to my window and I will allow myself like a cocktail and some popcorn past my fasting window. But the other 6 days of the week, I'm pretty strict in following this window. I was making a little bit faster progress, but I really wanted to up it, and I was having a lot of shoulder pain. So I started lifting weights 3-4 times a week, and now I still try to stick to that or more, as many days a week as I can lift weights I like to lift. And I started doing MadFit videos, and I will link her in the description box below. I really think her workouts are effective and they're a great place for someone to start lifting weights. And then as I got into better shape, then I switched over to Carolyn Gervin, and she's an Irish personal trainer. I really have confidence in her because I figure she's a personal trainer. This is what she does. She really knows what she's doing. Okay, so fast forward to probably about last winter. So Thanksgiving, Christmas time in 2022, I was talking with a friend. Her name is Ashley, and I will link her website down below. She's actually a personal trainer and she does cycling classes, and she's very sweet. I was just telling her how I was frustrated that I wasn't losing as much weight as I wanted to. I felt kind of a plateau. And so she gave me some really great tips. She mentioned tracking what I'm eating, my calories, using MyFitnessPal, and there's also another app, MyNet Diary. So depending on if you have the free version or you're paying for it, you can at the minimum track calories, and then if you want to track your protein and carbs and sugar and all those things, then you can absolutely track all those things as well. And I thought it would be a huge pain to use these app trackers, but the truth is there's a lot of things already preloaded on there. So if you're gonna go to Chick-fil-A for lunch, they have all those menu items in there. You just type in what you're going to eat and add it, the size, and then it adds it to your day. And then you can see how many calories you've had, how many you still have left. Also, it helps you find how many calories a day that you should be eating. So you do a little very quick questionnaire. You put in your weight and your height and your age and what your goal weight is, and then how long you're willing to work towards that goal. And then they spit out this calorie intake per day that is your goal. So that's how you find the goal. I was honestly shocked by some of the foods that I put in there. So if you want like a slice of Costco pizza, it's 700 calories. That's almost half of what I'm supposed to have daily. And so then it just makes you more aware of what you're eating, what you're putting in your body. Sometimes I honestly wanted to pick something that was healthy. I just didn't really know which choice was the healthy choice. So when you pull up those items on the app, it'll show you right there how many calories, how much fat, all these things are. So if I'm taking my son on a date night and he chooses In-N-Out, and I think, okay, what can I have at In-N-Out? Okay, well, if I have a single and I wrap it in lettuce instead of the bun, then I can stay within my calorie goal for the day. So you can just adapt what you're eating to make sure that you're hitting your goal. So in addition to tracking my calories, Ashley suggested some other things. So she said getting blood work done and looking at those results just to make sure that the body is functioning properly is helpful. Getting enough sleep, watching stress level, and she also mentioned daily steps. She said walking is the most underrated form of exercise, and we should be getting 8,000 steps in at the start, working our way up to 10,000 steps a day. And I told her a little bit about my running. Just a little side note, right now I'm not able to run, and I'm currently under guidance of a cardiologist and I'm going through testing. I'll probably do another video later on about that whole process. But basically, I'm not able to run right now, and it's been frustrating for me. And so I'm just trying to substitute that with using our stationary bike at home or walking to help with tracking my steps, because I only had my phone and sometimes I would walk without my phone. I got a Garmin smartwatch, and I will put that in the link below as well. But basically, I got a Garmin over an iWatch because for several reasons. So the battery life, you have to charge an Apple Watch like every day. Sometimes it doesn't even last a whole day before you have to charge it. My Garmin, I charge it probably once a week. And it's also very durable. I heard that the Apple Watch screens crack easily, and I'm not super gentle on my things, and I want it to last. And Garmin makes products like for military, so they're durable, they last, and they can take a little bit of a beating. I also like that it tracks my heart rate, so that was helpful in seeing that I had an issue with my heart to begin with, and it just makes me feel safer that I can look down and I can see where my heart rate is while I'm exercising to make sure that I'm staying in that target and I'm not going up too high. Also, I didn't want an additional smartphone, but on my watch, I didn't want more distraction. I just wanted to see the time. I wanted to see my steps, my heart rate. And then I do get little notifications, like if someone calls or someone texts, I do see it on my phone, but I can't answer calls and I can't respond on the watch. After talking to my friend Ashley, I thought, okay, whoa, wait a minute. This is not 1995. You're telling me to count my calories and to do cardio? I can't believe this. I feel like I'm going a little bit backward. When I was in high school, I was like totally the cardio bunny. So I would go to mostly the elliptical. That was my jam. I might lift a little bit, do some laps in the pool, but I didn't really do any serious lifting because I thought if I did that, I would be bulky. But in the research that I did, if you want to change your physique, like the curves of your body and also your strength, you have to lift weights. And lifting weights also helped my back and my shoulder issues. I still have to get massages regularly, but between the massages and the strength training, my shoulder pain is kept at bay. The afterburn, if you don't know what afterburn is, it's the amount of calories that your body is burning after you stop exercising. So after cardio, your afterburn is pretty low. You burn more calories during cardio, but once you stop, your body doesn't burn that much after. Whereas with weightlifting, you're burning less calories while you're lifting, but your body continues to burn at a higher rate than after cardio. And so over time, lifting weights really makes a difference. So when Ashley said that, I'm thinking, okay, so I'm supposed to lift weights and do cardio? So basically, yeah, it all works out. It's all balanced. About the food, I thought, okay, it's about carbs and organic and all this stuff, but really it's both. It's what you're eating, but also how much you're eating. If you're eating gluten-free, organic, whatever, and you're having 4,000 calories of it, that's still 4,000 calories. If you're not doing 4,000 calories worth of exercise and movement during the day, you're going to have a net gain. Calories in minus calories out equals your gain or your loss. So no matter if you're eating gluten-free, if you're eating protein and veg, if you're eating processed foods, you have to look at the calories as well. And you can't just lift weights and expect to make progress on your weight loss. You need to lift weights and move your body daily. Most people can walk. Even if you are on some sort of restrictions, if you're recovering from some sort of injury, most people can walk. That's something that is doable. And also through this journey, I have learned that I want to enjoy my life. I want to go to a birthday party. I want to go on a date. I want to go to a Christmas party. And I don't have to be super, super strict about every single thing. I can live a little bit, but I'm more intentional with when I have something that isn't as healthy. I wait and kind of save up the calories and the sugar for something that is really worth it instead of just sweets, because sweets is my thing. Some people it's, fatty steak. Some people it's bread or whatever. My thing is sweets. I love sweets. But the bottom line is if you're moving incrementally, step by step, day by day in the right direction, you will make progress. And I will say that aspect of a fitness journey is perhaps the most challenging because you don't see results right away. And we're so used to an instant gratification like culture that when we don't see results immediately, we think, oh, this isn't working, I'm going to quit. But the fact is, you just have to stick with it. Give it a few months, a few years, and I promise you, you will see a difference if you are making these changes. So another important thing to consider is avoiding injuries. And of course, you need to consult your doctor, follow what your doctor says, of course. But I did get some injuries along the way. So when I started running, I had some knee issues, and it turned out my knee was perfectly fine, but I needed to stretch properly before and after exercise, and I needed proper footwear. So I love Brooks running shoes. I have a pair for hiking, and I also have a pair for just walking or running. And they're a little bit on the pricey side, but I think it's worth it. And also, when it comes to weightlifting, you have to use proper technique. So when you're starting out, you may need someone to teach you, whether that's a class at the gym or a personal trainer. But I also recommend going low with your weights and then working your way up. And I have been lifting for a while, and I just injured my back a few weeks ago, and it was really bad. I've never had a pain in my back like that before because I wasn't lifting properly, and I had 30 pounds. And so I was laid down on the couch, icing my back all weekend, and it took me a couple weeks before I was recovered enough to resume my usual workouts as well as just chores around the house. So I can't stress your technique, your lifting technique enough. And the weights that I have, they're adjustable weights, and I will link those as well. But I've had them for probably 7 years now, and they still look amazing. They work great, and they're adjustable. So I can go from 6 pounds all the way up to 24 pounds in 3-pound increments. So sometimes I use 9 pounds for things that are farther away from the body, and then 12, 15, up to 24 pounds, just depending on the exercise. And so if you're starting with 1 pound, 3 pounds, like that's great. But also, if you want to make really good progress, you are going to have to go up in weight, and don't worry about bulking up like a guy, because that's not going to happen. That is a lie that they told us back in the day, and it's just simply not true. You're going to be more cut, you'll be more lean, and you'll be more strong with heavier weights. And lastly, I just encourage you to get your annual health checkups and get the blood work. Look at the blood work, make sure everything is running properly the way that it should. And if you need to go see a specialist, if you've had any other issues in the past, I can't emphasize this enough. Last year, I thought that I had skin cancer. They thought something on my back was skin cancer, and it really scared me, and it really made me think twice about procrastinating going to the doctor. I know that nobody really likes going to the doctor. I know it's expensive. I know it's a pain to get an appointment and deal with all these things and find childcare for our kids. But we have to take care of ourselves if we want to be able to take care of our kids and be around a long time, as long as we can. So take the time and take care of yourself. Take the time to exercise. If you can find someone to go on this fitness journey with you, it's more fun and you're more likely to stick with it. Whether it's just a friend that you're checking in with and you're exchanging, yes, I did a workout. What did you do today? Or I was really good and I hit my calorie goals for the day. Or someone that you go to exercise class with. It's encouraging and it's more fun if you can have a partner on this journey. I wish you well on your personal journey. And I know it's hard not to compare, but don't compare yourself to anybody else. You are on a special journey, and just stick with it, make those incremental changes, and you will start to see a difference. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I gave you some tips on how you can improve your health and maybe start your own fitness journey. I have some more spring and summer videos coming up. See you next time.